Responding to calls by residents of Yes Van Dyke for a hands-on look at some of the challenges that they are facing, JTV took on the invitation for a media tour of Great Harbour and the east end of Territorial. This was done along with the district representative, Honorable Melvin Mitch Turnbull. He was accompanied by Territorial at-large representatives, Deputy Speaker of the House of Assembly, Honorable Stacey Mehta, and Honorable Lerner G. Smith. They saw the good, some progress, and daunting challenges, especially in the areas of public works and water. Here are the highlights.
I
know what you have. I know what you. If you're going to tell me you have something better, I know it is something better.
I just told him that I got nothing to follow us around.
Okay. Good, I would love to be.
Believe in me, I will. It's the fact I just came up with.
Okay. Popsy, you are always so brilliant. You are a national treasure. And look at how good it is. Popsy, how old you are?
I'm not old.
Young.
What is your age?
You're young.
86 years old.
86, you look amazing.
Yeah.
Morning, sir. How are things, sir?
Saturday.
How you doing?
That's Popsy's always. Yeah, and his cap. To be that this is drivable. See the two patches.
This is the
You're not here.
employees of public works. 2 employees. No equipment. Not an adequate truck and Toyota Hilux. And they are cutting the side of the roads with the hammer. There's a machine. Well, this road was done from 19 and it's still not finished because they haven't put up the guardrails or anything yet. One more. Walk over here, that's this road that's falling in.
Right, Honorable Turnbull and company, I have to say, I know this is something that we do every 2 years or every other year.
Yes.
We take a tour of Jost van Dyke to see developments and what needs to be done and hear of the concerns. I'm so happy that you have a lot of company today. You have Honorable Stacey Mehta and you have Honorable Lorna Smith with you today. So our main stop at this eastern location is one that we would have visited back in 2020.
Correct.
When there were interventions being made to say that, these are things that are going to be done. Tell us what you're seeing now and your position about what you're seeing now.
Well, Kathy, thank you, and I want to especially say good morning to the people of the Virgin Islands and good morning to my honorable representatives, my at-large representative, Honorable Smith and Honorable Mehta, because they know the importance of the sister islands, they know the importance of what we have in this territory. You're right, Kathy, we've been here in 2020. I was here with the minister back in 2019. We came back in 2022. And now we're in 2024 and still looking at the same exact building location for public works for the island of Jost van Dyke, the entire island of Jost van Dyke, which nothing has been done, not even a sketch that I have seen produced to say that we're going to put the staff and the workers, the employees of Jost van Dyke, who's only two, back in an environment conducive for them be able to produce work. We just passed them a little while ago, one with a machete, the other one with a scissors clipping the side of the roads, and our Toyota Hilux truck. This can't be what we do. 2024, years later, no progress, nothing done, and it just seems to me that this government, the minister, the premier who's responsible for financing these things, have no concern, no care, no love or regard for the people of Jost van Dyke. And it's shameful that we are here yet again, another year looking at the same thing. So, Kathy, I'm hoping that something is done. I keep asking the questions in the House every single year, every single 3 months. What's the plan? What's the update? What is going to happen? But now my other members who are here with me, they could see it, and maybe they have some different light to share on it. So I'll turn it over to Honorable Smith.
Thank you. It's not different. Certainly, Jost Van Dyke is one of our sister islands, and our advantage in the BVI is sailing in terms of tourism. As I drove down here, I counted 10 boats, possibly 11 boats, and I asked you the question whether they come off the boats. And I think it is really a shame that this is what they have to drive through. I have always been talking about how disgraceful the appearance of the country is, not just on Tortola, but the sister islands, Anegada and Jost Van Dyke. Virgin Gorda is fairly tidy, but we're here on Jost Van Dyke. And I was in St. Martin 2 weeks ago or 10 days ago, and they had the same catastrophe that we had. And St. Martin is clean, everything is restored. When you look at the BVI, why is it that we cannot get our basic infrastructure restored? You look at this and it's really, it's an abandoned area. And I asked you also whether the ministers, the representatives come out to look at what is here. And it's not just about the tourists. It's about the residents. It's about the residents, and they deserve better. And like you, I hope that this will be a wake-up call and that there are improvements to this island. There are some happy moments, which we will talk about later, but certainly in terms of what I'm seeing now, and this is really unacceptable.
Honorable Meta, I won't hold the mic for you, sir.
I appreciate that. Good morning to everyone in the Virgin Islands, residents, and especially to the residents and visitors on Jost Van Dyke. Kathy, thank you for taking the time, and I am grateful to be in the presence of my colleagues this morning. I am dumbfounded. I think it was probably a few weeks ago, either on a radio show or in the house, I brought up Jost Van Dyke. I brought up this building. I brought up the water and sewage building. Now, if you take a look at this, within this community, who's going to aspire to want to work for public works? What message are we sending? If you look at this structure, I'm not an engineer, but the structure seems sound, at least from the outside. So why can't we fix the rest of it? I saw two gentlemen just now cutting grass, and it's admirable that what they're doing. But resources, we have to give them what they need. And yes, we've spoken about the visitors, we've spoken about the residents, we've talked about budgets, we've talked about a lot of things in our territory. But this is will, this is effort. Kathy, not even the grass. Look at the 2x4s on the ground. You have cement mixers over there. Is this a walk area for anyone? I honestly believe, based on seeing this again, knowing that the administration building for public works, the main administration building on Tortola, they've not returned to that building since 2017 as well. Is this a systematic approach to destroying? Nor has water and sewage, destroying water and sewage, destroying public works? Does the government have a plan that we're not aware of, where they're going to privatize all these things? If you look at the budgets that have been passed, why has this not been addressed? And I challenge the Premier, because he's the Minister of Finance. And this is why when you say you have no confidence in leadership, Kathy, look here. This is the example. The people of Jost Van Dyke deserve better. And I've said it before. The sister islands, the outer islands, effort. You can fix one, move on to the next one, fix the next one. Tortola, we have heavier traffic. We have more demands. That will always have to be ongoing. But resurface the roads. How can public works do anything and function over here if they don't even have a workspace? No offices, no bathroom. So where is the office? Is it the truck? This is unconscionable. And then we talk about our public officers not doing their job. But this is a very, very simple but huge example of them not being taken care of and given the resources to do their job.
Kathy, I would just end this part with saying, you know why nothing hasn't been done since 2019? Same minister, same ministry, same government. There's no plan. There's no plan to get anything done. So it's just endless chatter. We passed a SAP for almost $11 million last night. Were there plans in there for public work building or water and sewage building? The last set of questions I asked, or there's a plan being developed and the costing will be provided. nothing is done. And when we leave from here and go towards water and sewage building, you'll see the same exact state, if not worse, because there's grass now than that what exists. But we're expected to provide water, to provide proper infrastructure. They sent over a truck and a backhoe from Public Works over here to clean and help keep the place maintained. Guess what? You know where the operator is? Antatola. So what is the plan? Is it you just doing things for aesthetics or for the optics of it? We need help, and we need it now on the island of Jost Van Dyke. You have to show that you care. No more talk. Time for action.
I just wanted to add on that water issue that last week a resident of Jost Van Dyke rang me and said that they had been out of water for 3 days, and this is a man with a restaurant. It wasn't just his home, but his business. And I immediately rang up the minister responsible and told him what the person, the resident, had said to me. So it's interesting that a truck arrived. We just visited the water, an area where the water is just gushing out. But at least there's water today.
Yeah, there's water today.
So let's hope that water continues. But it's really a shame in terms of even the appearance of what is there.
Well, you ain't
You know, and if it keeps up, what I saw encourages mosquitoes. It encourages all kinds of things. So we have to fix this. We have to fix our country one way or the other.
We'll see the other building. We're going to see when we go a little further to the water and sewage building. But all along as we drive, just look at the infrastructure of Jost Van Dyke. You put up a few walls, you reinforce a few roads, and you think that's enough. But this is a tourist destination. It boasts number 1, number 5, White Bay, Sagidala, Foxes, Hindus is there. The school now is there for the children. What are we saying? What is the message that we're saying to the people of this community? Are they not enough? You come off the ports. The minister bragged about removing the tents, and there's some place conducive. It is a shack. It's a shack that they put up with lights to welcome people to a pristine destination. So we have to do better and not just do the bare minimum and say you did something for Jost Van Dyke. Do it and do it properly, because the people of Jost Van Dyke are indeed part of the people of the Virgin Islands.
And they deserve that.
You know what also bothers me? Is the number of derelict vehicles. Look at this. 2 derelict vehicles right next to this building. 3. No, 2. That one is not. This is disgraceful. This used to be water and sewage.
It still is.
It still is?
Still is water and sewage.
That's a government building.
This is the building that the employees, again, 2 employees again, for the entire island of Jost Van Dyke, with a population of over 350 persons, 2 employees, no vehicle. They are now using their private vehicle, which one of the employees destroyed his sibling's vehicle, so they now have to rent a vehicle to get the works of the water and sewage department done. And on top of that, for the last 5 months, Jost Van Dyke has been without water for more than 7 days at a time in the last 5 months. This is something that, again, the building, the minister was here with me in 2019. I was here with Cathy 2020, 2022, now 2024. Nothing has been done, no plan, no design, no monies allocated in the budget. But like Water and Sewage Department on Territorial, Water and Sewage Department on Jost Van Dyke, this is what we're faced with.
Right relatively new structure over there. What's happening?
Well, this is the desalination plant. That belongs to, I think it's 7 Seas. So this is where the water gets treated to go up. But our infrastructure, that just like in Tortola and some of the other islands, the infrastructure is outdated. So the struggle is getting the equipment. And because there's no place to store the equipment here, when they send it over, they put it in the sun, it gets sun beaten, and it's weakened. So when the time they install it, it's so weak when the pressure goes up, it's further destroyed. So this is what the people face with, as Honorable Smith said a while ago, earlier, the businesses. She's heard from one business owner, but the business owners of this community are constantly in contact. They buy water. When they buy water, they have to pay the badge and the water truck. And you're expecting them to survive in an economy where the tourist season has been closed. What do you expect people to do? Children can't go to school because they can't bathe. You have ladies and females who have their cycle. They're telling you they're going to the sea because they can't get water to the house. Cannot be. It's against, it violates the human rights of the people of the Virgin Islands, but my people of Jost Van Dyke will know that I'm going to continue to fight for them, and I have two of my, I want to say my colleagues, but they're not just colleagues, they're fighters who will fight on behalf of the people of Jost Van Dyke.
Kathy, what I want to say about this is not my first visit over here, and I said before I brought this up. How can water and sewage function again with something like this? Honorable Turnbull pointed out, you can see some pipes in the background over there. And I'm all about solutions. Could we not have maybe put something on this, what's the remnants of a building, to store these pipes, so at least that is not what is happening? They're not being beaten by the sun. Come on, solutions. And if water and sewage needs a vehicle, Minister of Communications and Works, send over a vehicle. I would actually say to you, send over the vehicle you drive. Do something for the people. Show that you care about it. The Premier has 2 vehicles. Premier, send over a vehicle. I think it's time for us to stop acting as if we do not know what the situation is. And when you find out about it, you're swift to make an action. Well, today, again, I challenge them. Fix the situation. A vehicle is not something difficult. Reassign a vehicle from a ministry, from something, from the fleet. Send it over so these gentlemen, whomever is over here, can do what is necessary. And for business owners in Jost Van Dyke, this is sad. Even residents, a child has to get up and their family or even walkers to commute to Territorial, and they do not have water. And I have spoken with the employees of water and sewage. They're committed to their job. They're committed to get it done. But this is unconscionable. I keep saying it. The Minister of Communications and Works has a nice office. The Premier has a nice office. Take care of the people who have elected you. Take care of the residents of this community who've put their trust in you. You sit on the government side. This is your responsibility. Get it done.
I like the concept of sharing, because every single ministry has more than one vehicle. Every minister is assigned a vehicle, and every ministry has a vehicle. And when we have this kind of shortage, we need to do what needs to be done. And I agree with you that we need to solve the problems. We don't need to spend another set of money buying vehicles in the short term. We can share the vehicles so that the work can be done. But what I would like to see as well, and this is a message directly to the Minister for Solid Waste, that these 2 derelict vehicles be tagged and removed as soon as possible. This is a tourism island. Look at it. This is a tourism island. Remove those vehicles. Do what needs to be done with them. Don't just leave them there. We need to fix this country for the residents as well as for the tourists.
We know that where you choose to bank matters, and it is your vote on what your funds do in strengthening our community. As your official Bank of Paradise, we invest and support the lifeblood of our economy by helping in the realization of personal goals for homeownership, education, and entrepreneurial visions, which support small businesses. We make it our place to connect with persons and worthy causes, and we have been doing so for more than 30 years. Where your money goes and what your dollars empower are your choice. And we thank you for choosing us, a bank that gives where it matters the most, for you, for our community, and a happier tomorrow. The National Bank of the Virgin Islands.